Test. All right, there we go. We're live for Fireside Chat number. I need to turn this down a bit in 1 second. Okay, let's try that. Seems decent. Okay. For whatever reason, my mic on, for example, Discord seems to be much quieter than just directly into the stream here. So hopefully this is a decent level. But yeah, welcome to Fireside Chat number 148. Not too much has changed from last time. I'll give a brief once over here for announcements of anything we missed. Shout out to Valve Arthur, who stopped back in. We've had a lot of old members returning, which is super cool. And a lot of fun, a lot of nostalgia, reminiscing. So that's been cool. And I guess in that vein, I'll mention our forums, of course, at wicer.net/hall, which have just a ton of information and not only old posts going all the way back to February 2010. It's the same database from the old wicer.com website from that point on. But there's a lot of new stuff and even information about the clan, and that's and I think I'll add that to the job list here. I do kind of want to do some work on the forums in terms of just maybe some reorganizing, making sure information's up to date, that kind of thing. So let me put that down real quick. Okay, so I got that down, and I actually put out something else I wanted to talk about, which was so I kind of had this thought talking in the House Deputy chat about the duties of a lord, prince, earl, and such within a house, and we realized that they really aren't outlined at all anywhere. And I think we can probably outline some basic ones just to make things a little bit easier on people to know what they should be doing, and also for us to check to see if stuff is getting done. So my thinking was to have a set of duties assigned probably to each house, maybe a little bit to each family too. But maybe we'll start with house and have a couple of things, for example, lineage chart, and maybe have some time period. For example, if it's been 6 months or a year since the last lineage chart, now a new one's required or something like that. Maybe keeping the information in the About WA Discord channel up to date regarding your own house, so it's your responsibility to tell me if there's any changes to that and such. So I just think outlining a little list like that would be a good idea. That's an idea I had. And let's see. Don't think there's a lot else. I think it would be a lot of just rehashing kind of what I said last time. So I guess I'll go over that briefly. As far as what I'm working on, I was working on a forum game that I think would be cool. Nothing like really fancy. It would just be played via posting in a thread. But more than just like a guess who's next or one of those old forum games we had. More complicated than that with more structure, kind of a RPG type of thing. But I did want to talk to Kusiag and Solios both about that because House Commander has a little bit of their own tradition going that Solios has started, involving buying items and such and earning Yarna. And hey, I do think it's cool he's kind of rolling with the currency I came up with, which I don't want to say I phased it out completely, but I think it's just kind of fallen into disuse. It's one of those things that it just didn't get used a lot from the beginning, so I think you know, and it takes some time and effort to maintain it as well. So, yep, Yarna is sort of dead or dormant at the moment, but Solios and House Commander have picked that up, so that's cool. So we've got that going, and of course, Kusiag is running the WARP. Talk to him as well, and look up his forum thread, which is an announcement a little ways back. to get involved in that. But considering both of those, I want to make sure that this new forum game doesn't steal from their ideas or overlap too much. I don't think it will, but that's something I wanted to do. So that was an idea, and then I think we'll be finalizing the new House Dippity coat of arms and Sindar and Verling coat of arms. Haven't gotten a chance to do what I last wanted to do, which was make like a little post that compares all kind of like the favorite final designs for the coat of arms, and then ping House Dippity and just get a general idea of people's preference among those designs, and then proceed with those. The two family ones, I think we're good to go, but the house one, I wanted to do that. As much as we've been kind of, I've been working on it in the House Dippity chat for quite a while, I want to make sure that we just throw out a ping there and see if anybody just, has a brief favorite pick or something like that, just to get a general idea. So I wanted to do that, and let's see. Yeah, I mean, definitely on the to-do list for the near future is both a separate Special Forces unit I've been working on and a House Dippity one, along with some House Dippity traditions and such. I think overall, a lot of this is sort of a part of a repackaging of House Dippity in general. A renewal, maybe is the right word. Basically, looking to kind of update our themes, and I think that was what I was thinking of as far as new coat of arms, and then taking the themes from that and working that in with updates to things like relics and other House Dippity traditions potentially, and a House Dippity Special Forces unit. So that was my thinking for that. Hello, Kusiak. And I think that is probably it. Let me check the to-do list or job board one more time here. Okay, I had made a couple of notes here, so I'll just go over those. I did want to... So Valve Arthur had hit me up asking about the eras, or occasionally they're called epochs of WA history. For example, First Fleet Era, Second Fleet Era, First Empire, etc. And that information is available on the forums in a few different spots, and I linked him to the Codex of the Aesir subforum there, which has an epochs category within it, and it has a page for every single era. But I realized I linked it, and I'm like, well, there's no mention for the Fourth Fleet Era, and it says the First Viking Era is still the current era there. So I went and did that update, and that kind of led me to thinking that maybe we should try to do some updates here. And there's a lot of stuff that's kind of left there, and I might try to recruit some people or see who all wants to jump on that, because we also need to figure out exactly how that's going to work, because we had started work on the WA Wiki, and essentially transporting a lot of information that we either had or that was in the codex onto the wiki. Yeah, that also gave me the idea to make just some kind of general guide to all of the eras of WA history and post that somewhere, like in Vestborger's archive, something like that. That was an idea I had, also related to Valve Arthur, a Discord link. We used to have a Discord link just on our website, but moved that to a pinned announcement thread on the forums and every single subforum. But if you're a guest in the forums, you cannot see that, I don't think. So and Valve Author only found it through a Facebook post. So my thinking was to figure out if we can put it somewhere else. Probably either on the forums in a subforum visible to guests. We make like a public facing subforum again, or maybe something else. I'm not sure, but that was what I was thinking there. And finally, I was looking at moving job board under WAHQ, potentially. Just a thought I had about relocating that, whether it's more relevant in library or WAHQ, the Discord category it's under. And potentially rules update with RP sections. So my thought here was there's a lot of discussion of things like traditions, like saluting and such, but also about, for example, the chain of command and such. I think part of that, to somebody unfamiliar with WA, might be called RP. Because basically, if somebody joins a Discord server and somebody says, "Oh, I'm a superior officer," that means you have to do what I say or something. They might be like, "What does that even mean? Like, I can just do whatever I want, right?" So to me, that's kind of part of buying into WA, is the authority of officers and also traditions and such. So my idea was to create maybe a new section and expand on some of that, and maybe just package all that together there. And I think also that would imply then that if, for example, you are a guest, you aren't buying into that so much. And I think that would also make it a little bit clearer, like why would somebody be a guest rather than a reservist? You have to be recruited, of course, to become a reservist, but I think also it would help be like, I mean, if you don't want to get even at all involved with that, then you might be a guest. And this isn't going against what we talked about with reservists, because the point of reservists is that you're still a WA member. You get everything. You don't have to do stuff like roll call or stuff like that. But you are still a WA member, with the assumption being that you have your WA name, for example, family name, WA name. You're kind of participating in the clan on that level of at least, supporting its ideas and such. So yeah, I think that will about do it as far as my ideas here. So I kind of went over a lot here. So I'm going to take a minute to kind of re-listen through it as I make my notes for the archives post with a summary. So it might be a little while here, maybe 10 minutes or so. And then I will head over to Cert Hauler for Office Hours.